in Chinese words, there's a word, is a, you know what it means?
No.
Like
the word is a?
Yeah, if you call a girl, oh, she's so, 她很 A means like she's cool, but with a bit of like very dominant,
okay,
shy,
like type A personality.
Yeah, like shy kind of sort of personality. You can also say she's very 飒. 又 A 又 飒is like a word that you see a lot of people describing the new modern women. So that means
飒.
Yeah, 飒, like SA,
yeah.
飒. So basically that means she's very dominant. She's as strong as a man. She's she has a very strong personality.
Yeah.
She's very independent. That's basically what we call
Is that how people describe you?
Well, I wish. I hope.
No, I think they do.
Yeah, so like when you call a girl 又 A 又 飒, that's basically like you're
they're kind of the same
giving
thing,
a compliment.
They're not the same thing?
Yeah, if it's a 又 A 又 飒, means like, oh, she's like so cool. She's like a dominant
so A is
person.
more like cool, like it's more like her style, I guess, shit like that.
Yeah,
and
like
sa
A
is
class.
like more like dominant. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I do see a lot of people appreciate that kind of girls now instead of the old style kind of bye-bye, like very,
the whole tan thing is a separate thing as well. Like I've met a lot of Asian girls, Chinese girls recently who are like they need to be tanned. Like you're like
they're
that.
obsessed with tan like me.
You had a phase. I think you're still,
but my tan, I got my tan from natural environment. Like for instance, I go to Southeast Asia a lot, and you do get tan from like and going out on daily, right? Yeah, I'm naturally a bit dark.
Me too.
And then I got dark easily, and then I stayed dark for a long time.
We farmers, Echo.
Yes, I know. Yes, so I stayed dark for a long time, and so and I do like a lot of outdoor activity. Like I like tennis. I like just being outside.
Right.
Yeah. So I stayed tan for a long time.
Yeah, but like there's definitely like a growing trend here with Chinese girls who want to be tan, and that like shou bye bye thing, like super skinny, super white, frail.
Yeah.
That thing has. So Alicia and I talk about this. I've talked about this a lot with other people as well. That Chinese girls, especially in Shanghai, have they're like different types of girls now, which is really interesting. But guys, I don't think are like that, right? Like what are Chinese guys like? There's no equivalent of 他很 A. 有这种 right? 没有这种
No.
Even the other one, 也不应该很 I don't know.
Yeah, but like I feel like for guys, from a girl's point of view, okay, like how we see guys, it has always been pretty much the same. Like we always want a guy look, dominant, look very.
I don't think a lot.
Not that kind of dominant. Like as in
like
more
a guy.
Like he's the leading role in the relationship, right? Sure. So I feel like
that's so interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like women has always been liking that.
Yeah,
even
like, in China.
Yeah. We do want our partner to be the leading role in our relationship.
Even in Shanghai.
Yes.
有点不一样.
Yeah, well, it really depends. I know what you mean. Like when you're talking about very, very local Chinese girl, probably some of them, they could be like, oh, they want to be the one that's, who makes the call in the family, right? They are the one who's being 宠着 or 捧着, right? They want to be the one that tells the husband what to do. But that's a different type of relationship in Chinese culture. But the one I'm talking about is, I feel like most modern Chinese women, especially those who are living in Shanghai, those who are having a stable job or stable life in Shanghai, they do want, they want to be respected, but they also want to be having a relationship that the both sides are equal, right? They want to be more independent.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. At least my friends are.
You're much more qualified to answer that than I am. I don't know a lot of women like that. You have friends like
because well, as I told you, most of my friends are single. You can tell because they're too. I wouldn't call them picky, but they're too independent.
But that's all. Look, I think that's okay. I think that's not. You shouldn't apologize for being that, right?
Yeah,
like
I think it's a good thing.
The guy's side.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
So is it hard for you? Look, this is interesting because I also have a lot of foreign girlfriends here who are like very, very good girlfriends.
Yeah.
And they date Chinese guys, and there's like it's so hard to find like a Chinese guy who's in his mid-30s, who's mature, who's got his shit together, who's independent, who's emotionally stable, who has a good job. It is so hard.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Why is that?
I think it's the big environment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because how they're raised.
Yeah,
it's
how
like
they're
a
raised.
Single boy.
Yeah, because most of like my generation, most of them are single, like the single child in this whole family, right?
Me too, yeah.
So they're being, I wouldn't say spoiled, but
you can say it. I'll say spoiled.
Really?
Yeah, I would say spoiled, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, sort of. They're quite spoiled, and then they're not so familiar with the feeling having another person that you have to consider it, that you have to take care of.
Right.
So for them, sometimes it can be a little bit too, how to say it? They, how they see this whole world is different, right? They don't see it as someone they have to compromise.
Right.
It's not. There's nobody that have to sacrifice themselves for. Right. For instance, I have a brother. I have a younger brother.
Right.
So a lot of occasions, I'm familiar with the feeling that I have to think about his feeling. I have to think about
as an older sibling.
Right. Yeah, I have to be considerate, right? So for a single child, they don't have this whole environment, they don't have this whole occasion so that they always could do whatever they want. They always got what they always wanted. Yeah. So
I look, I think that's a terrible fucking excuse. I agree. They always do get what they want, but I grew up in a situation where it's just me and my mom, and so we didn't have a lot of the luxuries. But even then, I would say I was pretty spoiled. Like, just to be 100% honest with you, every time I see my grandma, especially as a child, and my family situation. But I can imagine what that would be like in like a normal middle to upper class household, because people don't understand. It's not just you're the only child with your parents. It's that you're the only grandson to 4 grandparents and then like uncles and stuff as well. And then there's a whole sex thing, right? There's the whole like boy versus girl thing.
Yeah.
And there's the whole age thing, like, how old are you compared to your cousins and all that shit, right? So it's a lot of things. That's probably, I think that's a big part of it. Growing up in that way kind of makes them less empathetic. Yeah. But I think that's changing.
It's changing a lot, actually.
Yeah, so like I meet some Chinese parents are a little older than us, not much, like mid-30s, let's call it mid-30s, late 30s. I work with some of them. I know some of them who are like local. Maybe they work at like say Xiaomi or wherever, one of those, and they have kids. And the way that they're starting to raise these kids looks pretty good.
Yeah. I agree.
Right? Like, at least much better than
yeah, it is definitely changing.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, it's nice to see that change.
Is it like that in Wuhan? Because I feel like that's probably like the further away you go from Shanghai, the less that becomes. Yeah,
that's true. But it's interesting that I have been watching this Chinese, how to say, like an entertainment show. It's about putting a few like 3 boys and 3 girls together in one place, like an island or something. No.
Yeah, an orgy on an island. Yeah.
No, like on an island, and then see how they develop their feelings towards each other.
So it's like a dating show.
Like a dating show, yes. But then you can actually really see everything, what they do together, what they say to each other, and then you can have comments. Because they do have...
Oh, this is live.
Yeah, it's live. So they do have a bunch of people sitting there watching what they do every day.
It's like Sims. Like
that game, sort of, right? Yeah. And then you can make comments. But it's very interesting though. It sounds stupid if you don't watch it.
No, it doesn't sound stupid at all. It sounds fucking interesting.
And then you watch it, you will see how people react to different sort of occasion, and then how people are feeling or how people are, judging the others. In different occasions, right? So it's actually quite interesting. Yeah. I've been watching this every day.
Dude, send me the link. Let's make a watch party. Yeah. Fuck grabbing drinks and brunch with you. We should do this and then go see art. Yeah, we're gonna call it.